So I wasn't really going to do a video this weekend, but then I saw some really, really stupid stuff. And I'm not talking about the turkey leg getting passed around at the tech game earlier. While we were down, by the way. Um, no, it's this. It's cocaine. Now, I saw this character a few days ago and I thought to myself, okay, all right, we got another Kane copycat, wannabe, whatever. But then I see Jonathan Coachman come out and start to talk about it. So we're going to get into that as well because when the Jonathan Coachmans of the world and the JRs of the world, when the Paul Heymans of the world, when they speak at least about the wrestling business, you listen. You just do. Those are three of a handful of guys, very small handful of guys, and when they speak, you listen. And so we're gonna get into that, but we're also gonna watch this video. So make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe. But also, I do want to talk to you guys about this as well, because this is where the word inclusive gets you. When they talk about, oh, wrestling needs to be fun and inclusive, and oh, we need to be an inclusive club and diverse, but it's like I've been saying for 6 and 7 years now, fam. It's always been that. Way before you guys were born, way before y'all were even quote unquote wrestling fans, because the ones that were crying about this whole fun and inclusive and blah 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 and all these, not trigger words, but all these the same old regurgitated echo chamber words that you guys use in every facet of entertainment, not just wrestling. This is what we get. We get the cocaines and the blue canes and dudes having dildos shoved down their throats of the world and of the wrestling business. So let's go ahead and get into this video, because this grinds my gears specifically, because I'm tired of seeing this. Once they get to the AEWs and the WWEs, the big promotions, now we're just seeing duplicate after duplicate after duplicate. And then when you're forced to create your own character, guess what happens? You can't do it. You crumble. We get diluted product, watered down product. What's happening in college football right now? Why am I making a video on a Saturday night when I could be watching Tech lose right now to Clemson? Because it's watered down. It's not fun to watch anymore. Wrestling, look, I'm not saying WWE is still great to watch. AEW has some great wrestling. Not stories, not characters, but it's got some good wrestling matches. So I'm not saying like, oh, I'll never watch it. Like wrestling, I'm always going to watch wrestling, regardless. Because it's wrestling. Until they change every single thing about wrestling, until it becomes completely unwatchable, like this shit, if this becomes wrestling, which is why I'm making this video, and this is why I'm telling you guys, I feel like this is the rate they're going. Now, thankfully, you still got a lot of the old heads in charge, and in Tony Khan's here at AEW, but in charge at WWE. So, the whole like inclusiveness can only get so far. You're either good or you're not. You either crumble or you don't. So, let's go ahead and watch this video real quick of Cocaine Wrestling. I don't know who this guy is, but I believe it's at Juggalo Championship Wrestling. So, hit that like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Oh, I think I had the volume down.
Add the H back in. Nope, counter.
Oh, he's out of it. Big throat thrust by Cocaine.
He's reaching for something. He's reaching for something.
Cocaine has
He's got a baggie. It's an 8-ball. He's got an 8-ball.
What happened to wrestling? Now, before anybody says it, I'll say it for you. Well, cool, we've seen all kinds of crazy stuff from wrestling. Yes, we have. We've had Tajiri and the red mist, right? Or the green mist. Sometimes, well, he just had the mist because they were all different kind of colors. I remember when he was wrestling Jamie Noble and he had the black mist one time and blinded Jamie. No, he blinded Nydia. Don't you touch my Nydia? Y'all remember that? Anyways, that you had him. Oscar does the mist. You also have Bray Wyatt. R.I.P. to him. with that whole, mystical, you guys know what I'm talking about. Still, guys, we're talking about co-fucking-cane, bro. Cocaine. I mean, you could at least call yourself cocaine and like do like a Coca-Cola gimmick, but you're doing an actual drug gimmick, bro, in wrestling, which is very outdated. And you never hear me say this. And I wouldn't take offense to it, obviously. Not even a wrestler fan, I don't take offense to it, even though we lost a lot of wrestlers to drugs and shit. But I'm sure there's a lot of wrestlers that would take offense to this too. And again, I'm not saying I would, and I'm not saying that you should stop because of that, but I'm just saying you very well should be aware that you being in a wrestling business, you're probably going to come across somebody that is going to take issue with that and let you know behind closed doors that they do have an issue with it, or they might have get the Twitter fingers one night and start tweeting about it, which whatever, but people do what they do. Again, this is stupid, and he's doing a drug gimmick, and this is why I think you should just come up with your own thing. And if this dude just had his own, if he was just an original character, had his own character, not trying to be a Kane duplicate or copycat, whatever you want to call it, replica, or mooching off of Kane's name and his hard work and his gimmick, and that's a man's gimmick, to be honest. But if he did this just as an original character, kind of like with Sandman, except Sandman wasn't drugs, he was just smoking a cigarette and drinking beer. But something like that, just an original character, and you're doing cocaine, I'd probably still make a video about it and say he's a dumbass for doing this shit, because again, he's basically saying, hey guys, I'm doing drugs in the ring and that's my superpower. Now I can chokeslam this dude that's 3 times my size. What the actual fuck, bro?
And cocaine goes fucking crazy!
Cocaine is fired up, brother! Coke slam to the depths of hell!
So let's get to Jonathan Coachman, what he says, man, because this is just pissing me off. So Coach says, if he's trying to get noticed, congratulations, you succeed. He's probably put a comma in between notice, but I know I'm the grammar police. But this is without a doubt, and it's not close, the dumbest gimmick I have ever seen in my career. And he's not alone. The promoters, the announcers, and the fans on here saying, this is exactly what we need in wrestling. This is why I fucking love Coach, because I don't like those fans either. But you get a lot of that, even with the Agatha Harkness crowd. They're all like, "Oh, this is exactly what we need. This show is goated." I'm just like, y'all are not real fucking Marvel. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, that shit was fucking horrible. Anyways. Pro wrestling at the highest level is replicated by kids and adults. Facts. And to watch a person pull an 8-ball of cocaine out of his tights, pretending to take it all in, and then performing a move as idiotic as anything I've ever seen, or is as idiotic as I've ever seen. It might be funny to many of you. I don't find this funny at all, and neither do I. Look. I don't know the whole thing about you can have your cake and eat it. Like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. I don't really like saying that because I don't even get like where that came from. But anyways, I'm gonna say you can't have your cake and eat it too if you're a part of this. This is exactly what we need in wrestling. This is the all crap, because you're the same people crying that we need the Attitude Era back, but then you guys get offended when there's not enough fucking women on the show, or not enough black people on the show, or not enough Latin, whatever the fuck you want to call them now, people on the show. Y'all start bitching, moaning, complaining, calling Triple H a istophobe and all that, and racist and all this other stuff. Shut up. Shut up. This whole inclusivity fucking shit is ridiculous, and I'm so sick and tired of it, because this is exactly where it gets you. And Jonathan Coachman just spelt it out for everybody. Excuse me. He literally said, like, pro wrestling at the highest levels is replicated by kids and adults. Bro. This guy, and you have people like Wrestling News Co. talking about some damn WWE or AEW, please sign cocaine. For what, fam? For him to have one appearance and then people have an outcry and say, what the fuck is this? And if they don't, it'll probably be an AEW. He might be able to get away with that fucking gimmick because, you know, old boss man. But also shout out to Sean Ross Fap too. I'm sure he likes his gimmick. At the end of the day, man, he gets to a big company like that, and you guys are saying, oh, he needs to sign to AEW or WWE. Let him get to a company like that and have to come up with his own gimmick. I mean, hopefully he'll be able to do that. I ain't hating on him if he's able to be creative, but right now you're being lazy as fuck, bro. And how these people are tolerating it, like Coachman said, again, fucking genius. The promoters, the fucking fans sitting there cheering, the other wrestlers that are agreeing to do this shit. There needs to be some wrestling politicking back in that fucking in indie wrestling, bro. Because this shit is horrible, man. I've seen some of the dumbest and nastiest and worst, disgusting shit on indie wrestling in the past like 7 years that I've been on YouTube talking about this shit. And I'm just like, man, it's one thing like to go back in 2002 and to do something like that. But fam, we're in 2024, yo. Can we please at least bring some realistic credibility back to pro wrestling? For the love of God. Can we please stop this whole inclusivity bullshit? Because we're getting the cocaines. We're getting the blue canes. We're getting the guys running around in thongs and doing seesaws. And then you got dudes smoking cigarettes and kissing other dudes on the mouths right in the middle of the ring. Like, what the actual fuck has wrestling become? I'm kind of afraid to even go to the comments. Let's take a look. Yep. See? This guy's got the right idea. Tyler Mitchell, he says, promoting drug use is probably the last thing wrestling needs with its history. Facts. Gimmick is 25 years too late. Again, facts. This is an indies gimmick. Will never be shown on mainstream TV. Mega facts. At least not on WWE television. And then, yeah, you got this guy too. Sign the announcer while you're at it. I mean, I guess if you're an announcer, you got to do what you got to do. So, I mean, I guess we can't blame the announcer. I mean, they made a joke out of it. He made a joke out of it. And it coke slammed to the depths of hell. It's funny, I guess. I mean, it is. It's funny. I'm not saying that sarcastically. It's genuinely funny. But, again, a situation and this wrestler and this whole, like, somebody has to step in and say, y'all, we can't be doing this shit. These wrestlers have to step in and say, yo, I'm not wrestling a dude snorting cocaine and he choke slams me and I lose on top of that. What? No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Come on, I ain't with that BS. Gosh. What did I say earlier? Didn't I say if anybody would, AEW would sign him? What does you say? Betting odds, AEW will sign before WWE. Look, man, I don't even need to go any further, bro. Oh, here we go. We all know that Hunter Biden has been doing now that his painting. Hey, let me know in the comments is this Hunter Biden that's under this mask? Is that what this is? Oh my gosh, man. Hey, shout out. That's funny as shit. Who was that? I got to shout out. Gaius Julius Caesar's friend. Okay. Shout out to that dude. Because that was funny as shit. Anyways, man, let me know what y'all think. Hit that like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Again, I wasn't even going to do a video this weekend. I was supposed to be streaming this weekend. I lost internet last night. Got it. It's a whole fucking thing. But anyways, hit that like, that subscribe, all that good stuff. It's your boy Corn, and I am OUT.